Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to do a little bit of just bag work, moving around, some footwork, different combinations you can go through. When you're doing this, you can time yourself. You can do rounds if you want. You can do like 1 to 3 to 5 minute rounds, working different combinations, or you can just keep drilling the same technique over and over again. Like you can just drill that round. Let's get it. Just keep on throwing it. Trying to get more and more power, developing your power. This is the time, right? But you also don't have to hit the bag hard every time you're using it. There's sometimes you're going to do that, especially if you're just doing the same. Like if I'm just working my cross. I might want to keep doing it over and over again, and maybe add a hook to that. So I'll come in. It's the movement. So I'm shifting, using a pivot step there to circle around the bag to be my opponent. So those are different things you can do on the bag. You can also practice defensively. So when I'm working a combination, I could imagine a low kick coming to my leg here, check, and counter. Different counters, right? So whatever it is that you are working. So let's start out with some basic combinations you guys can use. I'll just do a couple today, and you guys can practice it over and over again. So when you guys stand away from the bag, just enough that you got to take a step in to hit it with a jab. Okay, so we're going to go jab, cross, jab, come back. Again. Okay. So on your toes a bit. Come in. Keep the chin down. Notice my feet, they step in. My back foot comes not quite as far as my front foot traveled, but it's got to come with my front foot. I don't want to just step and leave my foot back here, so bring it with you. So step in, up. Step in, up. That's a good, very easy combination to start out with if you're a beginner. Another one would be to come in and throw jab, cross, hook. And every time I'm doing that, I can pivot around the bag too, but I want on the hook, so it's creating angles. Okay, so I'll just come in, jab, cross, watch my feet pivot. I can throw another cross even. Okay, so over here. There's under sweet punches, I want them pop, pop, pop. Chin down, hands coming right back. You can hit it lightly, or you can hit it heavy. Moving around, right? Another good combination, especially if you're just beginning, just to lift your knee, front kick, move. Okay, keep my hands up, front kick, move. Front kick, move. I want that knee to come forward through the bag. Elbows into it. Elbows are another great thing to work, so you can come forward. Got an upward forward elbow. Forward with another elbow. Maybe some knees. And just play with it. You can change up your combinations, but that's a great one to start out with. Just kick. switch stance. I can use that switch stance when I'm punching, so I can come in, jab, switch stance, cross, low kick, which looks like you do it faster. That's like this. Step in with jab. So it sets up so I can throw that back leg round. So the second jab turns into a cross. And my feet switch. So I don't want to jump when I do that. I just want my feet to quickly, I just lift them off the ground just high enough to switch them. And then this becomes like a post here. My second punch would be second jab or a cross. So I'll go jab, switch, kick. That's a great way to get good at switching your stance there. My knee. So switching my stance, switch, knee, back, switch, knee, and right side forward, switch, knee. You can really work different things that way. Another thing I can do is use my stepping off. So I slip the punch and step off. So say I switch stance there, go forward cross. So if I went the other way, I'm stepping out this way, I'm going to slip a punch, turn, this is loaded, right into that. Okay, so again, right here, I slip, switch, punch, slip, punch. So instead of coming with a pivot step here, I'm actually switching the southpaw off. I could do parry and punch and switch. I could slip, it could be off of a shot, switch. So other ways of switching stances and using that. Ideally, if I'm in tight, I'm a lot more square than when I'm at a distance to the bag. Right at a distance, side kicks, ground kicks, all these long range attacks. As they come in, I'm more of a 45, so I can work the boxing as well as some low kicks. And then coming in tighter, I'm using uppercuts, elbows, and this is where I'm almost square. So when I step off, if I get my head outside, I can step off and switch stance. So that now, when I switch, my back leg, so his face would be here. I'm firing that heavy back leg punch, pushing off the ground, so that cross right into his chin there. Maybe a switch up here, maybe a low shot there, in the face. So it just adds angles and switches things up a little bit. So basically when you're hitting the bag, don't just come up and hit the bag all the time. Sometimes you want to actually use it as your sparring partner. So be defensive too, like block, I can practice parrying. I can step out, bridge. You have all different things you can work my checks. Work those combinations. Another real basic, easy combo for you guys is just a jab, cross, roundhouse kick. So 1, 2, I can swing and go this way if I want even. So it's just 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Grab those punches. 1, 2, 3. And the other thing the heavy bag is for is just developing that power. So you're punching as hard as you can, kicking as hard as you can. That's developing the power in my techniques without hurting anybody or myself. I'm conditioning my shin there by hitting a heavy bag. So heavy bag's a great workout. If you don't have a heavy bag, you can do the same thing. Just in the air, shadow boxing. But use your mind to set it up that there's an opponent there instead of just hitting things for the sake of hitting them. Like I said, sometimes you're going to do that to develop power, but other times I'm just touching the bag. Sometimes I don't even hit the bag, I just keep in front of it. Just to work the techniques and get the proper form, because that brings power too. Okay, see you guys next time.